Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition to the racing game. We're going to be showing y'all the newest update that we got here. So, as you know, we created that checkpoint of video 3, and in this video we're going to show you what we did to update that. So first, go over here. You'll remember this from the last video, the checkpoint and the visual of how it looks. The construction script, there's nothing on there. Event graph. So to show you what it initially looked like, we had to first we renamed this from checkpoint marker to trigger box of the box collision that we made. Here, um, we did on component begin or on it's the begin overlap. I believe that's what it was. On component begin overlap. Let me look. Yeah. Okay. So on component begin overlap. And then, so this was the initial thing that we did, and it did work, but I wanted to show you what else we did here. So first, we got our game mode, and we casted that because this game mode, you wouldn't be able to tell what this belongs to unless you cast it. So we casted it to our game that we created, and the trigger box that we go through, we wanted it to trigger the winning and crossing the finish line, but we had to do more than just that. So since we didn't want it to just be the one and that's it, then we decided to create an event dispatcher, which is this down here, the on checkpoint crossed. So down here on the same event that I was just talking about, the begin overlap for the trigger box, we did cast that to our wheeled vehicle pawn, which is, as you can see up here, wheeled vehicle pawn. And then, so this was the actor triggering this cast. And then from here, this event dispatcher, it shows the checkpoint's been crossed. So we'll show you how this comes into play in a little bit, but you got one that would kind of show you the checkpoint, and then one that would show the finished. So we're going to leave this as that. And then, so we're no longer in need of this. All right, so we explained how this works. The other one was more single, and the other one was, so this one was more for like a one and done, and this one is more for like if you want a group of people or a group of checkpoints to figure it out. So that's why you have that event dispatcher. Okay, so then we went back to our racing game settings, and we made some more updates to that. So if you remember from earlier video on the event begin play, we only had the start countdown, but we had to make some other updates. You saw this remaining timer in the last video, and this one for crossing the finish line in the last video. So in this video, we're going to explain more about how on the event begin play how this works. So when you press start, you wanted to do a sequence of things. When the game plays, you want to get all the actors of the class of you want to get all your checkpoints on your map to trigger, and so this gets all your checkpoints, and that's why it's get all actors of class. It's not one specific. This is for all of them. So you get all of those, and then for each of your checkpoints, you want this to play. And now for this one, or for your array element on your loop, you want your finish line. So how you're going to do that is on your checkpoint, back on that one, you are going to create a variable called isFinishLine to show that your finish line has gone over. So here, when you click on this, you're going to want to make it editable in your map. So you can either click the eye here, or you can go over your details on your variable and click instance editable. If you wonder why this is not checked in the blueprint is because if this is checked, then all your checkpoints will be finish lines, and you do not want that. So that's why you want the instance editable open here or checked here, so that way you can check that out in your map. All right, and then so now that you have that variable on your checkpoint for your array element here, you're going to get your finish line, and then now because of Boolean, you're going to get a true or false statement, which you're going to need a branch for. If this is true, you do the true, and if this is false, you'll do a false. But for now, we only got the true. So for your loop body, you want your branch plugged in here with this condition of crossing the finish line. And if you did cross the finish line, you want to bind your event, which again goes back to that event dispatcher from before, from over here, that we created. And so you're going to bind that event, and instead of dragging from this event all the way down to this win cross finish line down here and connect it, because that would create a huge mess, we decided to do a smaller version, do a create event here, and then you win and cross the finish line. You just select which event you wanted to trigger, and that was the one I wanted it to trigger. And then so now go back into our map here, and as you can see, we have multiple checkpoints set up. Our checkpoints are not really triggering much. They still do the countdown, the lose, the win, all that stuff, but the checkpoints do not trigger timers or anything yet, but you'll see that as we go through here. And then we'll continue to make updates after that, but I want to show you guys real quick. So, as you saw there in the top, it will start the countdown right there, game start. And then from here, now I go and I go through the checkpoints, nothing, right? Nothing. But if I go through this last one, you win. I don't know why I did you lose and you win there, but yeah, we'll figure that one out. But anyway, the you win there, you know, for crossing the last one, to show you how that works as to why that particular one. 1 second. Okay, so why that particular one here at the end is because, again, when we made that instance editable, if you click on the last one, there is a variable here that is crossing the finish line, and it's checked. But these other ones, if you click on them, they're unchecked, which means they're just regular checkpoints. So basically allowing for us to add the timers and stuff like that to it. So, and then one more thing I want to point out as well on here, the clear and invalidate timer. So on this, once that race is finished, it's going to take your timer off the screen, and then you win, so the game finishing is going to come up. So that is all we got for right now, but be on the lookout for more videos soon, and thank you all for checking this out. We'll keep y'all updated.